Mabu Heimatlang people, if you want to get a lot more out of your MIDI controller, you've come to the right place. Most MIDI controllers only use a small fraction of their potential with the scripts and drivers that come bundled with the DAW. That's why I've developed a custom script that lets you control functions with much greater flexibility and customize them to your needs. My script will help you massively improve your workflow and creativity. It turns the Arturia Minilab MK3 and the Arturia Minilab 37 into an ultra-functional portable MIDI controller that you can continue to develop on your own. I almost said make it your own, but I'd rather not say that. In this video, I'll show you step by step how the script works and how to install it. My name is Odus and I create videos and live streams on music production, music theory, various plugins and essential basics of sound synthesis and audio processing. And if you'd like to support my work, the best way to do so is through Buy Me a Coffee. That's the only platform where the largest portion of your donation goes directly to me. You'll find the link in the video description. Let's get started. Now you're in for a quick workshop on just how many more features you can add to your Arturia Minilab MK3 and 37, features that will improve your workflow and give your creativity a huge boost. And if you don't have the Arturia Minilab MK3 controller at all, but use a different controller instead, you'll get a few ideas on how to customize your controller to suit your personal needs. The script, along with a customized preset, will almost certainly run on the successor model, the Arturia Minilab 37 as well. All of this is made possible by the fantastic Driven by Moss extension by Jürgen Moosgraber and the Generic Flexi script included in it. A huge thank to Jürgen. If you haven't heard of Driven by Moss or the Generic Flexi at all, or only know a little about them, you can watch my videos with the detailed explanations. Links to the videos in German and in English are provided in the description. A quick overview of what the Arturia Minilab 3 MIDI controller offers. There are 25 keys, there are 8 pads, 2 touch strips, 8 continuous rotary knobs and 4 faders, a master rotary knob with a click, an octaves switch and a hold and a shift. USB, MIDI, DIN MIDI and a jack connector for pedal of your choice. Arturia offers a pre-made script that's pretty good, but unfortunately it doesn't fit my workflow. So I created my own script using Driven by Moss Generic Flexi. It's perfect for my workflow and makes the process of loading sound a breeze. And thanks to the controller's compact size, it really turns the Minilab 3 into a mobile powerhouse. I mainly focus on the knobs and faders and pads to adjust parameters or access other functions, which means I no longer need a keyboard or mouse. A few functions are duplicated because they made sense to me in those specific locations as well. To make sure everything works the way I've described here, you'll need to create a custom preset for the Arturia Minilab 3 with 2 banks, Bank A and Bank B. These 2 banks turn the 8 physical pads into 16 virtual pads. For simplicity's sake, I've named my preset Bitwig. For Windows and Mac, you can use Arturia's Midi Control Center and the downloadable preset. If you're a Linux user, you'll unfortunately have to create the preset manually. But that's totally straightforward too, it just takes a few minutes longer. More information on this at the end of the video. But first, let me give you an overview of my script features. To incorporate as many practical functions as possible into the limited number of knobs and faders, I use the Generic Flexi functional layers. This means the knobs and faders have 3 assignments. The pads in Bank A and Bank B, on the other hand, are assigned only 2 functions, each with function layer 1 and 2. The pads on the far right, labeled Tab, serves a permanent switch for function layer 1 and 2. This leaves only 7 pads. But with the 2 banks and the 2 function layers, this is theoretically results in 28 functions. So 7 times 2 equals 14 times 2 equals 28. But enough with the math, overall the script can do much more. The pads are assigned differently to the 2 banks A and B and to function layers 1 and 2. You can also download the complete overview shown here. The most important thing to understand is that switching between banks A and B and switching between the different function layers 1, 2 and 3 is like selecting different submenus. And that, depending on your selections, the pads or even the other controls take on a different function. It's actually quite simple, and that's exactly what makes it so incredibly flexible. Here are some important notes regarding the transport pad and the shift key. The transport pad can only be used if it is set to permanent mode. To do this, hold down the shift key and the pad labeled pad for a second. To switch back, press the shift key again and the pad quick, and that's it. The shift key in the upper left corner also serves a temporary switch to function layer 3. However, the Arturia Minilab can change the MIDI channels using shift and the white and black keys. And if you set a MIDI channel other than MIDI channel 1, the script will no longer recognize it. So keep in mind, if the script or the Minilab isn't responding as it should, you've probably set a different MIDI channel, and then just quickly press Shift and the F note or key and you will be back on the MIDI channel 1. However, as mentioned, the Shift key has another small advantage. It temporarily switches to function layer 3. You can also press it briefly to see which function layer you are currently in. That's because every time you switch function layers, Bitwig displays a small info window into the center of the DAW. On the controller, switch the Bitwig preset by holding down the Shift key and then pressing the pad labeled proc until Bitwig appears on the display. This automatically takes you to bank A and function layer 1. To switch to bank B, hold down the Shift key and press briefly the pad labeled pad. You'll see the change in the small display. Use the same key combination to switch back to bank A. To switch between function layers 1 and 2, briefly press the last pad on the far right edge of the controller labeled tab. And when you press tab, a small info message will appear in the center of Bitwig again. Switch back to function layer 1. To check, you can briefly press the Shift key. We'll start on bank A and function layer 1. The first pad ARP opens or closes a device. This makes it easier to see everything. With the next two pads, pad and proc, you can scroll left or right through all the devices. The repeat pad opens and closes the remote pages that lets you control your device or plugin. And with the stop and play pads, you can scroll backward and forward through the various remote pages of the selected device. By the way, these three pads were the reason I started exploring the Generic Flexi. The record pad clears the peak meter displayed in the inspector. The last pad tab takes you to the function layer 2, where you can use the other pads to switch between different modes. The knobs will then have different functions. I'll explain this in more detail later in the video. Use the tab pad to switch back to function layer 1, or press the Shift key to briefly confirm that you are in function layer 1. Then use Shift and the pad to switch to bank B. So, ARP is now solo. Pad is now mute. Proc enables the display of automation tracks of the current track. Repeat switches the tracks to automation mode so you can see the current selected automation directly above your MIDI audio tracks. Stop focuses on the track header so you can see the inspector again. Play switches to the mixer view. Record switches back to the arranger view. And tab is the toggle for function layer 2. Okay, switch to function layer 2 of bank B. Just press tab or check with the Shift key. So, ARP turns the currently selected device on or off. Pad opens or closes the plugin window or, if available, a Bitwig device window. Proc turns the metronome on or off. Repeat activates the automation write in arranger function to record automation. This function is also available elsewhere. Stop if automation is paused, indicated by the green arrow at the top of the transport bar. The green arrow can be reset. Play, the master record will be activated and deactivated, so everything will be continuously recorded. Record, if an element is selected, like a clip or a loop bar or time selection in the arranger, you can switch back and forth with zooming into that element and out of that element. And tab switches back to the function layer 1. So the master or display knob below the display scrolls up and down through tracks in function layer 1 and 2. And when I held down it with the shift key in function layer 3, it scrolls back and forth the remote pages. Pressing or clicking the knob performs the following action. In function layer 1, opens and closes the device panel. In function layer 2, it restores the automation if automation has been paused in Bitwig, and you see that by the green arrow. And in function layer 3, holding down the shift, it switches on or off the automation write. The 8 continuous knobs are actually easy to explain using the 3 function layers, but they can do much more than just 3 function layers. As I mentioned earlier, they can also handle modes. I'll start with the most obvious thing, the function layers. And I'm assuming that nothing has been changed in the modes, so I'm currently in device mode. I'll explain the modes in a moment. In function layer 1, the 8 knob controls the 8 parameters of the remote pages. In function layer 2, exactly the same thing happens as in function layer 1. In function layer 3, you can use the 8 knobs to adjust the 8 first cents. And now for the modes. It's actually quite simple. The modes expand the range of functions offered by the 8 knobs to include a few more alternative uses. When you select a mode, Bitwig displays which mode is currently active in the center of the DAW. In each mode, the knobs have a specific function, and you can switch between modes in Bank A and function layer 2. Some of these modes make more sense to me in the mixer overview. So, in device mode on pad ARP, all 8 knobs control the 8 knobs in the parameter pages. In track mode on pad pad, the first knob controls the volume, the second knob controls the panning, and the knobs from 3 to 8 controls the cents, the first 6 cents. So, changing now to mixer view. In volume mode on the pad proc, knobs 1 to 8 control the volume faders of the currently selected range. You can see the currently selected range here on the coloring. In panning mode on the repeat pad, knobs 1 to 8 control the panning in the currently selected range. And the following needs to be explained for the send mode on pad stop. There are a total of 8 send modes, send mode 1, 2, 3 through send mode 8. In the respective send mode, for example in send mode 3, knobs 1 to 8 control the third send mode of the selected range. And finally, you can use the pads play and record to go back and forth the different modes. So specifically for the send modes, when you activate this mode, you'll usually start at send 1. And then you'll need to use these two buttons to switch to send mode 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or even back again. There's also browser mode for controlling the browser, but I don't use that one. Okay, now let's look at the 4 faders. These are also assigned to 3 function layers, but this time it's even simpler from left to right, 1 to 4. So function layer is the track volume of the currently selected track. The second one is the panning of the selected track. 3 and 4 are send controls 1 and 2. Function layer 2. Faders 1 to 4 are send 3 to 6. Function layer 3, holding down the shift button, controls send 7, and the second one sends 8. And fader 3 controls the metronome volume, and fader 4 controls the master volume. So here I'm asking for a favor to everyone who already know how to install the script. Please help me out a little and watch the video all the way to the end. Thanks. For those who are interested and everyone else, here are a few quick tips on installation followed by a few brief notes for Linux users. First, the Minilab 3 preset and then the script installation. First and foremost, we need the Arturia Minilab 3 preset for the MIDI controller loaded onto the controller. As mentioned earlier, Windows and Mac users have it easier with Arturia's Midi Control Center and that dodgy USB driver. You can find the corresponding preset in the video description. A big thank you to Colonialist, who was so helpful and created the Midi Control Center preset for me. Simply load the preset into your Midi Control Center and transfer it to your Minilab 3. You may need to give it a name, such as Bitwig. For Linux users, the only option is to manually create the preset on the Minilab 3. I did this using the Sysex Controls tool. By the way, Bitwig must not be running at the same time, as it has exclusive access to the MIDI controller. In the video about the Sysex Controls tool, I explain how to do this, and the tool is available as Flatpak, meaning it works with any Linux distribution. I've also provided a document in the download section explaining exactly what settings you need and can adjust. Once you've successfully completed this, you should be able to switch between the Arturia, DAW and Bitwig preset by repeatedly pressing Shift and the proc pad. And here's a message for Arturia. Don't just say we are considering a platform-independent solution every year at Superbooth. Doing is better than saying, so why not back up your words with action? It would actually be much cheaper for you than this solution from the 1990s. Now let's talk about installing the script in Bitwig. You'll definitely need the Driven by Moz extension. You can find the link in the video description. Install the extension in the Bitwig Studio extensions directory. Here are the paths for the different operating systems. You'll need my script Arturia Minilab 3 Flexi Modes 5.properties, and I always place my controller scripts in a separate, newly created directory, for example as shown here. Now open Bitwig. Go to Settings, Controllers, Add Controller, then Flexi, and Add. Double-click to rename it to, for example, Flexi Minilab. For MIDI in, select Minilab MIDI. For MIDI out, select Minilab 3 MIDI. Under Load and Save, load the script Arturia Minilab 3 Flexi Mode 5.properties. So that was pretty easy, right? I use this Flexi script and the others too regularly in my Thursdays night live stream. Come check out a live stream sometime, I'd love to have you there. Alright, now you're all set. Have fun and feel free to leave me some feedback in the comments. Take care, see you later. Ciao, ciao.